friends. Thank you all for jumping in. This live stream was like most of mine lately, planned kind of last minute because I was feeling good. And I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go live this weekend. I've been wanting to talk about the Maxwells because I've been going deep, y'all. Look. So this is called Man Alive. It's a current affairs annual for schools and colleges produced by Keith Hindle and Robert Maxwell. That's Gislane's dad. So I found out Gislane's dad was in charge of most publishing almost in the world, especially for textbooks. And this one's from 1968. That's how far back it goes. Oh, we got Amber here. Hey, Amber.
Hello. Sorry, I'm putting in my earbuds.
Yeah, no problem. I was just showing everyone how deep I've been going. So I bought some of Robert Maxwell's oldest published scientific and like college work. And then I got this was published right after Robert Maxwell's death.
Okay.
Israeli super spy. And the guys who wrote this wrote a book right before his death that actually caused a British inquiry and ended up with an arrest. Like it was basically proved true. Robert Maxwell's main editor at, I believe it was the Daily Mirror or maybe Mirror News. I can't remember which one. He owned all the Mirror Group newspapers. His editor got arrested for being involved in the Iran-Contra arms deal.
Oh, yeah. I think I remember you telling me something about that.
Yeah. So word is Robert was actually big time involved in that too and managed to kind of skate out because of his connections. And it wasn't known yet that all the pension money had disappeared.
The church that I went to that had the Duggars or the Duggar grandma, Oliver North came and spoke at that church while I was there. And I remember people being on the property of the church with the protest signs and stuff like that as we were driving by.
Ooh. Well, and then another thing I bought because I'm really interested in how Gislane developed. You know, like I think that there's still a lot of secrecy, even though as much is known.
I agree.
Thank you, 1970. My hubby coming in with memberships. Congrats to everyone who got one. And hey, Kelly, mom to 3Gs.
Hello, everybody, by the way. And I am paying attention. I'm just doing something.
You're all good.
Okay.
So another thing I thought would be interesting to buy, and I got a copy. Let me check the published date real quick. Published date is 1994. So this is just a few years after Robert Maxwell's death, is his wife, Gislane's mom's memoir. And it's not available in Kindle and stuff. I had to just buy a used copy. It's out of print now.
Wow, look at you, high speed.
Yeah. So I got the copy and I've only went through the first chapter so far, making notes of mentions of Gislane and things that I found interesting overall to Robert Maxwell's connections and stuff like that. Trying to kind of cut out some of the fluff, you know, so I don't just sit and read the whole thing because it's huge.
Yeah, and I'm sure she butters everybody, or not butters everybody up, but deflects a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. She's, you know, she goes very deep in Cope Talk. She does, you know, openly admit and talk about Robert Maxwell's affairs, her husband's affairs, but she tries to kind of excuse and keep a lid on it. And I actually noted something she said towards the end of the book. I hope I turned the page, if I can find it again. Yes. And whenever I read it, I thought, ooh, that sounds so much like Gislane. Button says it looks like an old phone book. Crap. Maybe I didn't note it. But it was she was talking about how her husband's secretary claimed that he was abusive to her while she was in an affair with him. And she was like, that young girl enjoyed flying around on his planes and being on the yacht. She was fine. She loved the money and the travel. And she didn't, she wasn't willing to acknowledge anything of what she said was abusive towards her. And I thought, oh, that is so Ghislaine.
That's really annoying that people like that have that attitude.
Yeah. And this lady, oh my God, she is so snobby. She spent most of her time in Britain. Her and her husband literally made their fortunes mainly there after Robert Maxwell set up his publishing companies there. They lived they lived in a very old, amazing British estate, Heddleton House. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, any Brits
I've never seen it.
Chat, I'm sorry. Oh, it's wild. Let me show you. You'll love it. I love it. It's where he had the stained glass input of himself as Samson at the walls of Gaza.
Oh, yeah. I remember you showing me that one.
Yep. Headington Hill Hall. I did say it wrong.
Which, by the way, it didn't really resemble Samson or the actual story, but
not
whatever.
At all. Here it is. Isn't that wild?
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So Ghislaine was born in France and then mainly grew up there.
Wow. Could you imagine growing up in something like that?
No, that's crazy. Just, it's no wonder that let me move these books. It's no wonder that the prison guards who have to deal with Ghislaine say that she is so entitled and acts like they're her servants all the time.
Okay, now, can we agree that the person who was on that video that was supposed to be Ghislaine Maxwell looked more like Pat from Saturday Night Live than Ghislaine Maxwell?
What video is that?
The one where she was supposed to be testifying in front of Congress and she pleaded the fifth.
Oh man, yeah, she's. I can't think of who Pat from Saturday Night Live is, honestly, so I can't picture the comparison. But she's wild.
Not the one where they can't tell what the gender is.
Yes.
And it's
my God,
a shitty movie about it.
Hold on, I found a comparison picture. Hold on.
Nice.
Stop. That's horrible. Yeah, I forgot about Pat. That was in the depths of my brain.
I know I spelled that wrong, but okay. So we got Pat and Ghislaine Maxwell. I know I didn't spell that right.
You're also using Bing. Bing, you're not going to get it.
Okay.
I can barely even get pictures of Gypsy for a thumbnail off of Google. Like, their pictures are like super limited right now. I don't know what the issue is.
Really?
They're deleting everything.
I don't think that's what it is.
Hey, your husband knows who Pat is.
Yeah, he does. I'm
Oh
trying to find a quote about Ghislaine while you're looking for that. The first quote about Ghislaine I want to read because I noted so much.
Yeah, you do that because I'm looking for enchiladas. Sorry, that's what I'm doing.
I'm like so hungry.
I'm ordering enchiladas. So I'm like, oh.
Did you find the picture, the comparison picture?
No, she's looking
Oh,
now.
okay.
Oh,
Well, this is
Okay.
her.
yeah, but okay, so
No.
yeah, that's so pull up that picture. Okay.
Is it worth it at this point?
Just pull it up. We might as well. I mean, so pull up that picture and then you just go down here and present.
On hers?
Yeah, go to present.
Uh-huh.
And
Oh, no.
share
That's
screen. Share screen at the bottom.
Sorry, y'all. I'm having a moment.
Window.
You're good.
Oh,
Oh,
window.
okay.
I was just there. I'm so
Yeah, right
confused.
there. Right there.
Okay.
Okay. So that's what Ghislaine
That's
Maxwell looks like in in prison now. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now pull up a picture of Pat from SNL.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying anything
No,
other than
no.
that's what I
No,
what I
I'm just
thought
laughing.
about.
I'm just laughing. That's
Oh
funny.
man.
That's horrible.
But that's what it reminded me of when I saw her. I was like, that's the first thing.
Oop, it's
Yeah,
pushing
just
screen.
exit out. Exit out.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I don't know what I'm doing.
You're
Obviously. Okay. Sorry,
Oh,
that
it's
was
so
a rabbit
funny.
hole. Yes, the nose shape is definitely different on that woman
The eye
in
shape,
prison
too.
compared to Ghislaine, in my opinion.
Whoever's in prison, she looks
Allegedly.
like she looks rough.
Yeah.
The only way I can think of that she could explain her nose shape being different is Galena's filed complaint reports that the guards have punched her in the face and beat her up. She was shown with a black eye at one point. I think
I
she,
remember that.
yeah, initially before they put her in like, Club Fed, I think she was getting the pedophile prison treatment.
Traditionally, I would say that I'm anti-prison violence, but I mean, I'm not going to sit here and cry about it. That's for sure.
Yeah, about Ghislaine Maxwell. Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, Brandy. That is so sweet. You always support. Thank you.
Wood chipper for the pedophiles. So I mean,
Right?
Hey, now that term does come up in the Epstein files.
wood chipper. Yeah, I think I've seen that.
Oh my God.
My husband was like, we were driving the other day, and he's like, "Look up wood chipper." I was like, "Huh?"
Mhm.
And then I read the stuff to him, and he's like, "That could be code." I'm like, "Oh,
It could be.
So I found the passage I was looking for. It's on page 23 of someone said this looks like a phone book.
it does."
So Ghislaine's mom's name is Elizabeth Maxwell.
Mhm.
This is her. She's French. And she's talking about while she is on Robert's yacht right after they found his body.
Mhm.
And they're waiting for the autopsy. Everything's chaos.
Mhm.
She says, when Ghislaine arrived on the boat, she gave me $30,000 in cash, or 30,000 pounds in cash, which Kevin had asked her to bring. Kevin is Ghislaine's brother, her other son. It was
Okay.
money destined to cover any potential cost incurred by the captain for the yacht. Ian and Kevin had no idea what arrangements had been made by their father with the captain. And blah, 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 yacht back to the harbor. All but the uninitiated will be well aware that in foreign waters, most yachting transactions take place in cash, whether it's a matter of fuel, harbor fees, food, or cruise wages. Since I already negotiated the Lady Ghislaine's return to Palma for 10,000 pounds, I was not prepared to hand over any more money without definite orders from MAMI. I took this cash with me when I left the boat, knowing I would give it back to Kevin when I got back, which I did. She says, so at this time I was carrying 30,000 in cash plus some of my own money that I brought from Oxford, not to mention my passport and a host of other essential items, blah, blah, blah. And then she talks about handing the bag over to one of her assistants and saying, guard it with your life, and how funny it was that he didn't know it had 30,000 cash in it.
Mhm.
Ghislaine had come from New York. She was in New York, and supposedly all of their accounts were frozen.
Yeah.
Because Robert was being investigated for all of his employees, which was a massive amount of Britain's population that worked for Mirror Group newspapers. Their pension funds had all disappeared. And it turns out he drained them, and no one knew exactly what he did with them.
Mhm.
And so a massive amount of people in Britain lost their pensions, and he was under investigation for that. Plus, the book had come out saying that he was giving British secrets to Mossad, and his editor got arrested for being part of the Iran-Contra deal. So there was a lot going on there, and their funds were supposed to have been frozen. But
Okay,
Ghislaine
but
shows
she
up.
had $30,000 in cash.
She was easily able to show up from New York and land on the yacht with a bag of $30,000 cash. And there are, especially since the files come out, there are a lot of rumors that haven't been able to concretely confirm yet, because it seems like they tried to erase most of the evidence. But there are a lot of rumors that Epstein and Ghislaine met way before they let it be known. And I just wonder if he didn't help her, because there's also rumors that Epstein helped Maxwell get his cash to offshore accounts before it came out that the pension funds were lost.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, we see people giving Epstein all kinds of money and favors and things like that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. And the fact that it seems like they just went full steam ahead as soon as they met would suggest that they probably knew each other somehow in the background for a little bit.
Definitely. RLF, the book that I was reading from, this is Elizabeth Maxwell, Ghislaine Maxwell's mom's memoir. It was published in 1994, just a few years after Ghislaine's dad had his mysterious death. Hey, CJB. Good to see you. Kathleen.
Yes. Hello,
Kung Fu
everybody.
Panda. RLF. Everybody
Fluffy
popping in.
Muffin.
Thank you all so much.
I love that name, Fluffy Muffin.
Sorry, I'm looking down here. I'm not trying to ignore y'all. I'm just looking for food. I'm very hungry.
No, you're totally fine. But yeah, there was something in one of the Epstein emails that wasn't from Giuffre. It was a tip sent in later that talked about how Ghislaine and Giuffre met way before most people thought. Trying to find it real quick. Because it really, it was really interesting. Okay, I believe it is right here. Comes from someone named Mark Iverson. You ever heard of that name?
Not that name, no.
Let me Google it real quick. Who is Mark Iverson? Charleston, South Carolina-based filmmaker, writer, and producer, known for directing the faith-based comedy For Profit, 2024. Profit spelled Prophet.
Okay.
Producing
Okay, because I was
Rivers
thinking
of Our Life.
When you said prophet, I'm like, oh, of course a church.
No, he was doing a play on words.
Okay, I got you now.
Brandy Cade, no, supposedly he had one of his girls, Nadia, go to pilot school, but people suspect she might be faking that because she was really viral on Instagram before everything came out as Global Girl, and would always show herself as a pilot, but in all the videos and photos, she never shows herself actually flying. And after the first batch came out, she rebranded to Gulfstream Girl, and now I think she's went dark. Yeah, Ghislaine flew helicopters as far as I remember, and she also piloted a submarine, I believe.
Are you kidding me?
Do you know about her Terramar project?
No, what is that?
Oh, it was really dumb, but yet, like, she kind of made it sound good. She did a TED Talk about it. So she founded this project about how this massive percentage of the oceans don't belong to any country. They're not under any jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. And they're not protected. And they're being trashed and this and that. And whenever she learned to pilot her submarines, one of the first things that she saw, she zoomed in on it thinking she was going to see a cool fish, and it was a plastic hanger at the bottom of the ocean, and she was upset. And she decided to found this project called Terramar, where people would become citizens of the ocean to help take control of it. So I remember I watched the TED Talk with no idea who Ghislaine was, and I was thinking when I read the premise before I watched it, oh, this sounds cool. I want to protect the oceans. I'm going to
Yeah.
listen and see what they got to say. Well, whenever she started talking, what it is you pay her a fee to get some sort of passport as a citizen of the ocean from her project, and then you get access to where she shows you like video stuff, and then you go do activism about it because you're seeing it and you are a citizen of the ocean. So I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, this sounds like a dumb money grab. Like she can print something for you, but she just said no one has jurisdiction over this. She's not going to be able to clean it up with your money. Like what? Dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's almost like, oh shoot, I already lost my thought. Never mind. But yes, helicopters are really hard to fly too. I can't believe she flew helicopters as well.
insane.
I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. Go ahead.
So that sounds like a mixture of Travelist and something else. I can't remember. And your carbon footprint.
Right.
That's what I was trying to think
Yeah,
of.
the carbon credits. I don't understand how those help. Like, I want to help the environment and everything. I want nature cleaner. I don't understand how allowing companies to pay money to pollute helps anything.
I don't either.
Anyway, is Ghislaine Maxwell a pilot? Yep, helicopter pilot.
Wow. That's interesting.
Let me find the next thing I wanted to show real quick. I'm going to turn my camera off for just a minute and smoke because sometimes YouTube doesn't like for me to smoke on camera.
Yeah, I will turn off my camera since it looks like I'm not paying attention.
And then I'll be back on camera when I finish.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But it seems like Giuffre had this system that I think Ghislaine played into, definitely approved and helped schedule and do. So played into isn't really even the right word. Fluffy Muffin said that they're going to sell us moon passports. Yeah. We're citizens of the moon. Oh, I took a helicopter ride one time over Branson, over Table Rock Lake and like the Branson Dam and some of the hilltops and everything. Helicopters are really fun. But I do hear they're difficult to pilot.
Yeah.
A helicopter ride in Hawaii. Nice.
No, not me. I'm scared of heights now. And so that would totally freak me out.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, this is a good point. So one thing we've learned is that helicopters don't require flight logs the way planes do. That makes it a little more sinister and ominous that Ghislaine was a helicopter pilot and Giuffre had a helicopter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, in this book, Robert Maxwell's wife, one of the reasons why I wanted to buy this is that she wrote this in, like I said, it was published in 1994, just a few years after his death. There was absolutely nothing known about Ghislaine and Giuffre and all this stuff yet at that time. So I wondered if she might have slipped some clues.
Maybe.
That's what I've been looking for. I haven't found a lot yet, but I have found where, there's the book, the other book that I showed y'all, Robert Maxwell's Super Spy, about him being a spy for Mossad and the KGB and just about everywhere else that he could possibly do it, alleges that that the reason why he was killed, they allege that he was murdered, that it wasn't a suicide, is because he was a Mossad spy, but after he made some bad deals and drained his pension fund for all his employees, he tried to threaten Israel. He tried to threaten Mossad.
Really?
And tried to blackmail them and demanded money. to cover it, or he was going to let them know what he'd done for them.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and so that is what the basis of this book is. And like I said, it was published, I think it was 2001, 2002, something like that.
Mhm.
And it's a lot of people are really freaking out about the fact that in the Epstein emails, Epstein sends an email to someone who's redacted and quotes a lot of the points of this book and says, please note.
Okay, when you say redacted, you mean their name was redacted, or
Yeah, the person that he sent the email to
okay,
with all these points about Robert Maxwell from this book and says, please note, yeah, the person he sent that to is redacted.
okay. I just wanted to make sure that's what you were saying.
Yeah, yep. I'll try and find it real quick so we can show it. But yeah, it is very, very weird. Like, why would someone he's sending that to be redacted? Like, it's points from a book that's very well known.
Well, I've noticed that there are quite a few names that are redacted on emails that really don't look like anything. And so that, I think that was why my husband was like, yeah, that might be some code words for something.
Yeah, and I don't know. Did you notice that the word don't is redacted in a lot of emails?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and it didn't seem to make any sense. And someone, I don't know if this is correct or not, but there is a podcaster who believes that it's because they used an AI to redact Don T.
Oh,
D-O-N
shit.
space T. Yeah, and that's why the word don't is randomly missing from a bunch of emails.
Oh,
that
okay, that just
makes
clicked. I
sense.
was like, huh? What are you talking about?
Don T? Who's that?
Okay. Well, that's
That is
cool.
interesting. Very good theory. Plausible.
Wow.
Potential.
So
Yeah.
I'm trying
Allegedly.
It's just
find
annoying
that.
altogether.
All
Find
of it,
the
for sure.
note email. Mossad. Okay, here it is. Let me show this real quick. Epstein sent this. And like I said, this is points from that book.
Okay.
And the subject line is he was passed away.
That's an interesting subject line.
Right? Oh crap, I got so many tabs open. I lost my tab. Just a second, y'all.
Usually you would say he has passed away.
Yeah. So it says Robert Maxwell threatened Mossad. And EI equals sign. Someone has put out a theory that the equal sign is redacted due to a Microsoft bug that caused all of a certain character to look weird, but I can't remember what it was, and I don't know if that's confirmed or not. So just whatever,
Okay.
Blank EI equal sign, whatever, blank told them that unless they gave him $400 million to save his crumbling empire, he would expose all he had done for them. In that time, he had free access to Margaret Thatcher's Downing Street, to Ronald Reagan's White House, to the Kremlin, and to the corridors of power through Europe. Maxwell passed on all the secrets he learned to Mossad in Tel Aviv. In turn, they tolerated his excesses, vanities, and insatiable appetite for a luxurious lifestyle and women. He told his controllers who they should target and how they should do it. He appointed himself as Israel's unofficial ambassador to the Soviet bloc.
Oh, wow.
And then Epstein says, please note.
That's very interesting.
Right? Yeah. Hey, Lulu.
Hello.
Yeah, who knows, Brandy? Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I thought it was really, really weird that most of the points from these books that claim Maxwell was a super spy, Epstein just put into an email and sent to someone who's redacted and said, hey, note this.
Huh. That's okay. That's very interesting. I'll have to think about that a little bit on where that would go.
And let me check the date on it again. Just a second. That was March 15th, 2018. And like I said, this book was published in 2001. And the writers had done another one in 1990 before Robert Maxwell died. And there were arrests that actually happened and an inquiry based on that.
Mm-hmm. So when Jeffrey Epstein was arrested, that was in what, 2009, you said?
Well, the first time or the second time?
The first time.
The first time was, I want to say 2008.
Okay.
Just a second. When? July 27th, 2006 was actually the first time he was arrested.
Oh, okay.
And he was convicted in 2008.
Okay.
Registered as sex offender, served. Hang on. Good grief. I said, how long did Epstein serve the first time? You think Google could answer that simply?
So I guess my question is so are all of these, how far back does the earliest email go?
The earliest one I've seen personally was 2001.
Oh, really? It goes back that far?
Yeah. But I assume that there are things he deleted, and I don't know if they got everything he deleted.
Uh-huh.
Who knows?
And it was just emails that were released, or were there documents as well?
Now, there were a lot of documents released, but they're not as easy to search as the emails. So I've
Okay.
personally only dived mainly into the emails. I
Oh.
seem to have a thing for emails.
Yes, you do. And I am so glad you do.
Thank you. I'm still trying to find exactly how long the first time.
I didn't know
It
that
should be
Jeffrey
right here in
Epstein.
his Wikipedia.
Kung Fu Panda says that Jeffrey Epstein won the lottery.
Yeah, I just recently heard about that. Apparently, it's super, super suspicious. He won the lottery at some point after his conviction, and it played into his Arizona ranch in some way. I haven't deep dived that yet because I've been deep in like the Ruslana details and the details of all the Russian models that committed suicide after being around him.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she said that Whitey Bulgers was the same way, and I remember correctly, Meghan Markle's dad won the lottery, and there was a whole bunch of kerfuffle about that as well.
Actually, no, it turned out that was a lie that her brother put out. That's what her dad said. That was a lie that Tom said.
Oh, really? Because I thought there was like a whole investigation or something.
I'll have to check into it again, but there is video of him saying that that was a lie.
Yeah, I know who Whitey Bulger is, Kung Fu Panda. But yeah, I was just, I went down a rabbit hole.
Good question, Kung Fu. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Let's see. I'm trying to think of. I lost my train of thought a little bit on what was the next thing I wanted to share.
I knew somebody who actually won the lottery. I'm turning the camera back
Oh, yeah?
on, Laura.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Normal.
so whenever we would go to family dinners at my husband's grandparents' house, I believe it was every Christmas or every Easter, they would come from Ohio to Florida to pick up their check every year, and they would stop by and have dinner with us.
Gotcha.
And they were already like cattle ranchers, so they were already like super rich.
Did
Yeah.
he find out that they won the lottery when they're in the bar and he's like, oh, we gotta go home?
I don't remember
It's
that.
so
one.
weird that like people are saying in the comments that so many super rich people randomly just win the lottery.
Yeah.
Really suspicious.
Yep. It is very
Mhm.
suspicious.
Why can't I find this dang? Oh, there it is. Never mind. Okay, so this email is actually one of the ones I was telling you about, one of the earliest emails. This is February 26, 2001. Like, think about it. This is for before 9/11.
Wow. And what is?
This is someone named Michael Crims. Let me look him up real quick.
The Maxwell curse.
What's up, Dave?
I don't know if I would want to win the lottery or not, because it seems like everybody who wins the lottery, bad things happen to them unless they're already rich to begin with. I promise I would do good if I won the lottery.
Right, I feel like I would too, but yeah, whatever. I'm not suffering, and I'm real grateful for that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no,
oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I served my time when I was a kid.
Yeah. Says that he is a partner of Axia. I don't know what that is. And this other stuff.
Apollo Global.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Okay, so let me go back to the Epstein email.
Funerary Girl says a guy from her hometown won the lottery twice and he went into debt both times. And I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'd like to win money just to give it away. That'd be fun.
I love giving away money.
It really is fun. Like to just be able to give away to a charity or something like that doesn't have. And I try to pick charities and stuff that don't have like a lot of donors and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when I donate to a larger foundation like the St. Jude's or something like that, I don't feel like my money makes a difference, even though it probably does. I just don't feel like that.
Mm-hmm.
I getcha, absolutely. Yeah, and like that's when I do my donation videos, that's kind of how I feel. I love doing these donations. They're not huge, but they're to charities where they can make a huge impact.
Mm-hmm.
And it just makes me feel like such a baller because I'm able to give away that money without being in need or hurting from giving it away to people who help it. And nothing in the world has ever made me feel richer than being able to do that. There's never been a nice restaurant or any kind of environment that's ever made me feel richer than the ability to give to charity and not miss the money and just be happy that I was able to help.
It really is such like, I can't even describe how good it is to feel to be able to help somebody else. And yeah, if I could be a secret Santa all year long, like Kung Fu Panda said, that would be cool. That would be extremely cool.
Yeah. Something that's fun to do sometimes if I have a little extra cash is like it happens to most everybody. You see someone struggling with their card or something at a checkout and just be like, hey, can I help you out? Just swipe your card real quick. It's fun.
Yeah, paying it forward.
Yep,
we used to pay for people in the Dunkin' Donuts line. We pay for the people behind us.
Nice. So this email, like I said, it's from that Michael Crims guy. And it went to Isabel Maxwell, who is Ghislaine's sister, and a few other people that I don't know who they are. But it's talking about the Maxwell curse. And this Michael guy, he says Tharp called seeking comment on lawsuit filed by Lionel Glancy. He didn't mention anything about doing a piece on Maxwell family curse. So, like I said, this article is February 25th, 2001, like before 9/11. And I'm going to read the whole thing. It's kind of long. I'll do a break afterwards. But here's what the article says.
Okay.
It's nearly a decade since the mysterious death of disgraced media tycoon Robert Maxwell, but his heirs are still having trouble shaking the family curse. 3 businesses his offsprings have gotten involved in are facing serious financial problems with huge losses for investors. 2 of the companies have been accused of in lawsuits of financial misdeeds. The Securities and Exchange Commission is investigating one of those, Critical Path. Robert Maxwell at his peak owned the New York Daily News, London's Daily Mirror, and Macmillan's Publishing, with a staff of 40,000 working in 29 nations. London-based Maxwell might have become one of the world's great information barons, but his empire set on a dubious financial footing, and he was accused of looting the Mirror's pension funds to keep it all afloat. On November 6, 1991, as his complex corporate web unraveled around him, the portly former resistance fighter slipped off the side of his yacht, Lady GHISLANE, and drowned, triggering a financial collapse heard round the world. That date would prove to be bad luck for his offspring throughout their personal lives. After Maxwell's death, his sons Kevin and Ian, who held high posts in the empire, were left to pick up the pieces. Angry British authorities and bitter pensioners hauled the boys into court on a variety of charges. Both ultimately were cleared, but said they went broke staying out of jail. Their 3 sisters, older twins, Isabel and Caroline, and the youngest, Ghislaine, weren't charged, and they quietly relocated in the early 1990s to the U.S. Although Kevin had filed for personal bankruptcy and sold off his family possessions to meet expenses, reports persisted in Europe that huge slashes of cash were parked in offshore accounts in Switzerland and the Bahamas. Isabel, now 49, and her twin, Caroline, Oxford grads who had openly hated their overbearing father and refused to work on any of his projects, found a home among the brainy nerds of Silicon Valley. They developed a successful search engine in 1993, Magellan, and sold it to Excite for about $6.7 million. After dabbing in other internet ventures or 2 without any big hits, Caroline went her own way and Isabel joined a small software firm, ComTouch, as its president in 1997. ComTouch shares were trading at $68.50 last spring, but slid into the tech route and now trade at just $1.25 a share. Last November, on the anniversary of Maxwell's death, one of ComTouch key investors, Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen, dumped his largest block of its shares and is no longer involved with the company, according to SEC filings. Just 5 weeks ago, ComTouch, led by Maxwell's daughter, got a sudden infusion of up to $40 million from an investment fund in the Bahamas, Tomo Fund, according to SEC filings. ComTouch also signed a $17 million lease for its headquarters in a posh office park in Mountain View, California. Then 2 weeks ago, ComTouch restated its results and said losses were 3 times greater than earlier expected. The move triggered the first in a likely flood of investors' lawsuits. Los Angeles attorney Lionel Glancy accused the company of certain of its officers and directors with violations of federal securities laws. The company said it couldn't comment on the legal proceedings, but said that Maxwell wasn't among those sued. While the twins worked their way around Silicon Valley, their 2 brothers found refuge in their new globe-spanning consulting company, Westbourne Communications Limited, which helped companies climb aboard the surging internet tide. Kevin Maxwell and one of his father's top hands, Larry Trachtenberg, 47, who was also acquitted in the criminal trials, eventually got a major stake in Telemond Incorporated last year, a global telecommunications company based in the Bahamas. Kevin, who's now 41, became its chairman and left behind his brother Ian, 38, to run the consulting firm, paying him $230,000 a year as consultant for Telemond. Since he took control of Telemont, its stock has crashed from the $6 range to a measly 23 cents a share on the over-the-counter bulletin board. Last March, Kevin announced to investors that the company had defaulted on $84 million of debt and might be forced to go out of business. Last fall, on the fateful anniversary date of Maxwell's death, one of Telemont's biggest investors bolted. Swiss investment firm I don't know how to pronounce that. Broker Consulting filed to sell 857,000 shares at $3.88, the largest single block yet traded on the market. Meanwhile, the baby of the family, GHISLANE, has married a rising star of Silicon Valley, David Hayden. She helped him charm venture capitalists and run the new email provider he founded in San Francisco, Critical Path. The marriage lasted 2 years, and GHISLANE split to the New York social scene. Last spring, before the Maxwell curse kicked in and tech solid slid, Critical Path was trading at $116.50 a share. Last week, it stood at $2.22. On Maxwell's death anniversary last November 6th, one of Critical Path's most important investors, Quest, dumped the largest single block to date, 1.3 million shares. Earlier this month, Critical Path said it may have materially misstated some of the results, and the stock plunged almost 70% before trading was halted. The company drastically restated its earnings and ousted 2 top executives. It said last week that the SEC was probing its financial results. Critical Path pushed out its CEO, Doug Hickey, and President David Thatcher, and gave added duties to its chairman, Maxwell's son-in-law, Hayden. Critical Path also faces a slew of shareholder lawsuits. Trading temporarily halted when accounting flap hit earlier this month, but was resumed after the company said its auditors would do a thorough investigation of the results. The company has declined further comment, and calls to its spokesman weren't returned. So yeah, it sounds like Magellan, I think a lot of people have heard of Magellan. That's a huge company, was created and founded by GHISLANE's sister. And then we've got, sorry, I'm hiccuping, Quest involved.
Mm-hmm.
Also
It's
involved in the
scary.
Maxwells. Like the Maxwells are involved in almost every aspect of global life. It's crazy.
Yeah, and I feel like that it wasn't a family curse. It's more of like just a criminal family more than anything else.
Yeah, I think he was using family curse to get around a defamation lawsuit.
Oh, okay. I'm going to keep my video off because I'm eating.
No, you're good. Yeah, that's my assumption, that he was trying to get around a defamation lawsuit by being like, whoa, weird, family curse. Every one of them, shit goes to shit. But like they keep failing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like they seem to fail at every level, but they fail up into more millions and billions.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, that's not a curse. I mean, it's more of a criminal family. Some things go well for them, some things don't.
There's no curse here. They just steal stuff.
Yeah, and Kathleen, she said she did say Quest.
Yep. Thank you, New Orleans lady. Now, it was spelled QWEST. Let me see if that's a different thing.
Oh, okay.
Quest Communications International was a major U.S. telecommunications oh my God. Y'all. Quest Communications was a major U.S. telecommunications company that existed primarily from the mid-1990s until 2011, when it was acquired by CenturyLink.
Oh my gosh.
The CenturyLink originally was a Maxwell company.
And yes, I remember that. I forgot that it was Quest because when we lived in Florida, we had Quest for a little bit.
Wow.
Yeah, like they're in every aspect of like global life. It's weird.
Yeah, there you cannot tell me that his kids weren't involved in a bunch of shady stuff and still aren't.
Yeah. Well, there is another email. Let me find it in my million tabs I got open. They're all critical. I can't close any. Laughing at myself. Where is it at? Here we go. Okay, now this is an unverified tip that was sent in after Epstein's death. So we're speaking rumor here.
I'll fix it later.
Okay,
But
we're listening.
yeah, so Mark Iverson, didn't we just look him up earlier? Wasn't he the same guy?
No, wait, yeah, Iverson. Or
Oh
did
no,
you
it was
ask me
Michael
that
Prince.
earlier? You asked me that in a chat earlier.
Private chat. Yep, that was my bad. Okay. Mark Iverson, Charleston, South Carolina-based filmmaker, writer, and producer, faith-based comedies. Okay. It says from Mark Iverson to redacted. It was nice talking to you. I called to report the following 3 items. While going to meet political candidate Bill Richardson in Albuquerque at a hotel in the fall of 1982, I met GHISLANE. She was a bright, beautiful college girl who had graduated from Oxford University and a pilot. I was invited to see a ranch near Santa Fe. Didn't Epstein get a ranch near Santa Fe later on? Anyway.
I would assume so.
Hang on. Where was Zorro Ranch?
Sorry.
Zorro Ranch near Stanley, New Mexico. Nope, not Arizona. My bad.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it was situated in Santa Fe County. That's why I was thinking that.
Yeah, because I heard you say Santa Fe, so I was like,
Santa Fe County, New Mexico, and this is Santa Fe, Arizona.
Okay.
Or no, wait. It says Albuquerque. That's New Mexico.
That is New Mexico, yes.
I was invited to see a ranch near Santa Fe. Oh, shit. Did he have the ranch already?
I don't know. Justin
It's not
Shades
reported,
says New
but
Mexico
just
and missing indigenous. Yeah, I've wondered about that.
wow. Okay. And then it interestingly says, okay, I was invited to see a ranch near Santa Fe, but I refused because I was both married and unable to afford the property. She pointed out her boyfriend, Giuffre, coming into the room. I left. 1982 is roughly a decade before most people thought she was in the United States. Within a week, I was warned that she was a spy and to stay away from her. Years later, I also heard that she's a submarine pilot. Another decade of abuse is possible. A second black book that was found on the streets of New York is now reported on the internet. Exhibits STM and dispute. Oh, that's the description of the PDF. It has Ghislaine's siblings in England, and of course, she is one of the daughters of Robert Maxwell, publisher. 2 of her sisters lead a company for US DOJ software. A back door to the software is suspected. Robert was given a state funeral in Israel after his tragic death. I suspect Robert, Ghislaine, and Giuffre were all Mossad agents trying to blackmail leaders in the political and financial world. At the end of the second black book, an organization charts details of his 65th Street operation with potential co-conspirators and the physical location of the apartment for models. This chart may help your investigation in cases. That chart in the apartment for models is verified because I found an article about it that is pretty recent. I think it was 2025 when I was researching Ruslana.
So, sorry, Alora was taking a bite of a chip. Okay, so what we're seeing is that genuinely, like legit, no doubt about it, Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein were running the world, and especially the education and finances, science. Well, I mean, everything. They were
And
running
her
the
dad
world.
did before them.
Yeah. Who's running it now?
Yeah, exactly. Who now?
Mm-hmm.
It's creepy.
I wonder if somebody could break all this down and hypothesize who the new person is.
I keep looking. Somebody
Peter
smarter than me
Thiel.
is gonna have to do it. And then the last part here, it says, while visiting my brother in the late 1980s, we were both driving north of Manchester, New Hampshire on I-95. I looked from the passenger seat to the car. In the next lane, I saw Ghislaine. I wondered what she was doing in the woods of New Hampshire, as they only seem to appreciate big cities like London, Paris, New York, Miami, and Santa Fe. We followed their car from a distance to the house where you arrested her 2 years ago, but did not enter the driveway and drove on. I remember tucked away laser engraved on a rock at the entrance. Laser engraved rocks are not common. Ownership of this house over the years may be complicated. The price, $235,000, paid several years ago, seems too low for a large house and on 30 or 40 acres of land. In
That's what I was
confidence,
thinking.
yeah. In confidence, be careful, Mark V. Iverson. So we learned from the earlier one that Ghislaine had a husband in the early 2000s, and I don't remember ever hearing that reported before. Do you?
No, that's why when I heard you say that earlier, I was like, oh dang, I really genuinely don't remember anything about a husband.
There's a report that she married a Silicon Valley tech dude in the 2020s before she was, or
Yeah.
20 teens before she was arrested. But this
Yeah.
is the first time I ever heard about a husband in the early 2000s during her Giuffre time.
Yeah, the same. I've other than when she was arrested, I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, that blew me away. So I want to dig more into that. He was her first husband, and was he connected to Giuffre?
I'm sure he was.
I'm
He had to
sure,
have been.
because that's the small circle she ran in. What did that one dude say? George Carlin, it's a big club and we ain't in it.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Audrey, 235K is so cheap for an area like that.
And like that email said, she was arrested in New Hampshire. That was her hideaway. And,
Yeah.
you know, everyone expected that she would be in another country around the world. She was just a few hours away from New York where they did it all.
She sure was. Do you remember before she got arrested, her photo leaking where she was like reading a book or a magazine or something? Where was she at when that happened?
I think it was somewhere in New York. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere in New York, but I can't remember. And what's wild is I remember there were like random people who kept going up on different news channels and stuff like that and being like, I am Ghislaine's friend. And she was also a victim of Epstein. And whatever reporter that they were talking to would be like, what about the fact that she did this, this, and this, and she's a perpetrator? And they would be like, you need to understand that I am her friend and I know her and I'm going to defend her. And it kind of reminded me of Gypsy Rose's friends.
The way that you described it, though, I'm probably going to get some hate if somebody hears this, but it kind of reminds me of Lady C and the company she keeps and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Lady
The way
Colin
they
Campbell.
talk.
Yeah, when I very first discovered Lady Colin Campbell, I'm like, oh, she's fun, she's eccentric. But then after I listened to her talk about Virginia Giuffre,
Yeah.
absolutely not. No, that
Yeah.
one's not cool, not crazy. And I understand more deeply now why some of the other victims would say all the time that Virginia Giuffre is a hero, because Virginia did procure other girls for Epstein.
Yeah.
After she was groomed herself and abused, she did do that. And she knew that that would come out, and she would have to admit that when she went hard against him and filed everything she did and set it all off. And she was ready and willing to like accept what she did and accept that a lot of people would be like, wait a minute. And I just really respect that she was like, I did this. I was groomed. I shouldn't have done it, but I did this. But it's important to admit it for this to be known. She didn't hold back on herself in order to get the information out there to try and get justice for all the victims. And that's why.
Yeah. And I just feel bad that I held that against her. Because
procuring.
Yeah. I mean, it's really hard. Yeah. I mean, I was just telling my husband this earlier today. I was like, it doesn't matter what happened to somebody in their past. It's what they do in their present. And if we constantly keep giving people excuses or ways out because of what happened in their past, who the heck's going to be held responsible for anything?
Yeah, and Virginia didn't make excuses for herself, and maybe that was too much for her in the end. Yeah. But she didn't. She admitted what she did after she was abused and groomed, and she accepted that and took that on in order to get the truth out there and get justice for the other victims. Yeah, and I really respect that, and I understand why now they say that Virginia was a hero.
I respect it now, but before all of this came out and before I started, I would say like about 6 months ago, maybe 8 months ago, I started leaning more towards that. Mm-hmm. But definitely since all this stuff has come out, I've definitely changed my heart on that.
Yeah, I get you. Absolutely. Because, it's hard because if someone experienced that, like, why on earth would they turn around and perpetrate it? And Virginia didn't make an excuse for that. She said, I was abused and I was young and I was groomed and this. Those are all facts, not excuses. And then she says, I regret it and I wish I hadn't did it. And I'm putting it out there so that everyone can get justice and know, even though they're going to know what I did. And that's deep. I really respect that.
Oh no, I definitely do too. Hold on.
Yeah.
You keep waiting until I'm
sorry. My daughter is moving around.
I'm trying to clean up our trash. Is what I'm trying to do.
Yes, I know, but every time I go to unmute it, you do something.
Stop unmuting it till I'm done.
Hold on. I'll talk in a minute.
I'm so sorry.
Let me find this other email real quick. Where'd it go? There were several emails from GHISLANE's brothers. Oh, here's Isabel Maxwell. That's GHISLANE's sister who developed Magellan. Emailing an article about herself. She got an Einstein Award.
Of course she did.
Yeah. New Orleans lady, thank you for being here watching. I appreciate it.
Get up here. I don't have any more food. Get up here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Kung Fu Panda. It's crazy. Hey, Stacy, the OG. Yeah, in that vein, Kung Fu Panda, whenever I was researching Ruslana, and I found more crazy stuff that I'm going to do another video about Ruslana on. For anyone who hasn't watched those, she's the Russian supermodel who was flown to Epstein's Island in 2006 and in 2008. The story is that she threw herself off of a building in New York. I'm not sure I believe that.
Yeah.
Oh, Willow 20 Seconds is Nadia is supposedly hiding in a Buddhist temple. Interesting. She's the one I was talking about. Yeah.
Are you talking about the Mexican lady?
No, she's the one. She was one of Epstein's Russian girls, I believe. She's blonde, very beautiful. That the one I was talking about that was Gulfstream girl, global girl, that
Oh, okay.
pilot. That seems like she might be pretending to be a pilot.
Okay.
Yep.
Oates is all up in the microphone. I don't know if you guys can hear him or not.
Let me get another page out of here. Okay, so if I'm trying to find it. So if what what that one book that Giuffre quoted and said, please note is right, and Robert Maxwell tried to blackmail Mossad, and then they killed him and then covered it by giving it, sorry, I'm hiccuping, by giving him a hero's funeral. If that's true, then, you know, his wife's description of how they arrived there, in my opinion, is really, really interesting. Let me find this page.
Audrey said, girl, the government has to be watching because every time you mention a new name, it freezes on my side and won't play. I have to exit and come back and it loads perfectly.
Oh, no. Your NSA agent doesn't want you to hear, Audrey. He doesn't want you repeating my crap.
You Chinese spy. I guess we can't say that anymore since it's not owned by TikTok's not owned by China anymore.
Right, yeah. Audrey lost her Chinese spy. She was sad about that. Okay, so Elizabeth Maxwell, they had to charter a private plane to get Robert to Israel. And she wrote about how Israeli authorities and officials and blah, blah, blah were frantically calling her while she was still on the yacht on the Lady GHISLANE and urging her she's got to get the body there quick so he can have a proper Jewish burial. That if it went too long, he wouldn't be able to because they have rules about how fast the body has to be buried.
Yeah.
And the first plane... the door wasn't big enough for Robert's body. He was too wide for the door. They had to get a second plane that had a wider door.
So he had the whole Henry VIII syndrome going on.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God, Kung Fu Panda, right?
You know, it's funny. I've read several books that have that plot in it. I don't know why.
Well, it seems like it does. You know, real life fan fiction happen all the time.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth is describing their flight. They're getting
seats.
Do what?
She asked if they had to pay for 2 seats.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
funny. Okay, so she says she's talking about their flight, and she's like, "His flight at times, flight routine took over. Snacks appeared and disappeared. None of us had any taste for food. Blah blah blah. I was exhausted, but I felt elated, and we wondered whether any members of our Israeli family would be there to meet us. I had achieved the impossible. My husband would be buried in the land of Israel. Drowsiness overcame me, and I had done what I had to do. He would be content. As we entered Israeli airspace, we suddenly found our plane flanked on either side by 2 Israeli aircraft. We had now acquired a guard of honor. Our Swiss pilot was at first rather concerned, imagining that he was being pursued and would be forced to land. But after the customary challenge, when the Israelis were clearly satisfied that we were who we said we were, the pilot soon understood that the escort planes were friendly. Contrary to his earlier instructions, he was then told to fly directly to Jerusalem, where rarely granted permission had been given for our plane to land.
You know, in my mind, them giving him a funeral like that throws up way more red flags than if they had just done something else.
Well, if they used any kind of, agent that required extensive testing to identify insisting on a kosher burial so they could give him a hero's funeral, seems like a good way to get around that.
Yeah, I get that, but at the same time, it's just
Is
like,
kosher the right word for burial? I don't mean to be disrespectful if it's not
I mean,
for the Jewish burial. I don't know.
it's something I would say, but I don't know if that's politically correct or
terminology.
not.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm getting the terminology right, and I'm not trying to because, not all the Jewish people are Robert Maxwell
Right?
or the people who covered for him.
Yeah, or Epstein.
Most are real good people.
Yes,
Absolutely.
Right.
absolutely.
Yeah, not Epstein. So, this part I found interesting based on what we were just talking about. Says many years of research on the Jewish Holocaust and study of the Jewish civilization and religion were standing me in good stead. Although I was unfamiliar with the details, I had a good idea of what an Orthodox, that's what we were trying to think of. I had an idea of what an Orthodox burial would entail. For this reason, I could not help wondering how Bob's body was going to be released to the pathology department of the Tel Aviv Institute. What extraordinary subterfuge would they dream up? I knew for certain that the body was supposed to be watched over constantly and without interruption by the Orthodox rabbis praying for Bob's soul until his burial. So I thought that was interesting that she was just like, yeah, what needs to happen for pathology is not going to work with Orthodox. So they're going to do a subterfuge. I wonder what it would be like.
Okay, so Kathleen said they don't have to be buried within 24 hours, and I don't think they have to be buried that soon.
No, I think it
It's like
wasn't
3 days,
24
right?
hours. Yeah, but at a certain point she was running out of time because they had a Spanish autopsy done on him before he was taken to Israel.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it definitely wasn't 24 hours, but they were running out of time eventually.
Oats, your bottom is hitting the microphone. Why are you cuddling with me so much?
He says, "You're welcome."
He was actually looking up at me like he was just like dreaming about everything.
He loves you so much.
Oh, that's sweet.
They're
I
so
thought this here was a really interesting, just like poignant thing to imagine.
Okay.
So this says, as soon as the engine stopped, the rear door of the plane opened. Members of the burial society immediately came on board and covered the coffin with a talith. It was then lowered from the plane, ready to be lifted into a hearse waiting nearby. While all this was happening, the solitary figure of GHISLANE walked down the plane steps to accompany the coffin as far as the hearse and wait until it was driven away. GHISLANE just by herself walking down the plane to the Jewish Burial Society, handing her dad over to Israel. Seems
That's
just
very
really,
interesting.
yeah, it seems really poignant to me since she seems to be the main one that continued her dad's activities.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, she totally took over.
Kung Fu
Oh,
Panda
yeah.
doesn't
Kung
know who
Fu.
Oates is.
Hold on. It is a puppy. Hold on.
Sorry.
Well, he's not a puppy, but
He's a puppy to me. This is Oates. So he's really cool, and I love him, and he's my best friend. And he is.
We all were desperately worried about Oates. He had a little adventure where someone lost him who was watching him for Laura, and it was so bad. And it was amazing when he came back. He had lost weight and he's gained it all back. And we're all so happy for Oates.
he was gone for 4 weeks and 2 days, and he lost half of his body weight.
He's basically a miracle dog because a lot of us didn't know if he was coming back after 4
I didn't
weeks,
think he was.
Yeah. I didn't think he would make it because he's a dumb dog.
He was in the wilderness. Well, apparently he was a little dumb because the house across the street from the property he was found on apparently puts out like food for the stray cats. He'll like cook up chicken and stuff. So he was missing out on a good meal. He was, I don't know what happened.
trust
I don't know
that.
what he was
It
doing.
wasn't working.
He thought they
So-
were spies.
Yeah, so this is my little trooper. He turned 6 this year, so but he still looks very young. Anyway,
Such a sweetie.
started to steal the show with him.
Yeah, Kung Fu Panda, it's a long story about that. It wasn't anything Amber or Laura did. It was someone else that was watching him while they were on vacation.
And
We-
she didn't tell us for a week,
Yeah.
so we didn't even have the option to go find him.
He's clearly scared
Is
of
he
cats.
scared of cats? Is that why you
I-
ignore the food?
I mean, he tries to fight anything and everything that comes his way when we're around, but I don't know what he would do out on his own.
Especially with no food in his system.
Yeah, right.
But he made it like 7 miles,
8 miles.
8 miles.
8 miles. He made it 8 miles.
But for 4 weeks and 2 days, that's not that impressive.
I don't know how to say this username.
Briley?
Briley25. Yes, thank you. Love it.
Usually I'm the one that has trouble with that.
Yeah, we switched places there for a minute.
8-mile little Eminem.
Oh man.
Honestly, he came back with the attitude of Eminem, so
He knows
Yeah.
the streets now.
he does.
Yeah, he's
Like I've been on the streets.
Sesame Street.
he's lived on his own longer than I've ever lived on mine.
Right?
Oh,
Not
well,
a Chihuahua.
do y'all
He is-
do what?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I just saw they said Chihuahua. He's a miniature pincher. He's a min pin.
Oh,
Mhm.
he's a little bit pin. Ooh,
He
Kung
needs a
Fu
gold
says he
chain.
needs a gold chain. Yeah, he totally needs a gold chain. After I videoed
juice.
my late grandpa's mules, I photoshopped gold chains on them for some of my thumbnails.
I was actually on Amazon the other day and I came across this belly dancing outfit for dogs. And I was like, oh my gosh, I
Oh.
need to get Oates a belly dancing outfit.
He's hitting the gypsy rose.
He's got the gyp hip going.
He can do the gyp hip.
Anymore.
So funny. Well, hey, before we wind down, do you guys have anything you want to, like, anything you thought of while we were going over all this crazy Maxwell family stuff? Like, it just blows me away how their tentacles are in every aspect of regular people's life all over the world. Like, whenever I read that Ghislaine's sister is the one who developed and founded Magellan, I'm like, I have a cousin who worked for Magellan like 15 years ago. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think that what if Ghislaine was in charge and Giuffre wasn't?
Isn't that a scary thought? Because
It's a
So,
huge possibility.
She
There are a
walked out
lot of-
alive and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
there are a lot of pimps and gang leaders who run their operations from prison.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they do.
Elaine
They
seems
sure
to be
do.
that, just at a posh level with her little accent, you know.
Yeah, but is that Ghislaine? Because, I mean, that last photo of her, no, that does not look like her.
Yeah.
I have no clue.
So, I don't know. Just allegedly.
I don't know what's real anymore after reading the. Hang on.
Oh,
she decorated it.
yes, she did. She made it a
I
20s
made it.
vibe.
I made
That
it
is
fashion.
so cute. I love that actually. Oh my goodness.
I mean, like, if everything's crazy, we could at least be fashion about it.
Yeah.
I'm with you there, girl. We should all decorate our own tinfoil.
Oh,
You can
let's,
make one.
guys, y'all want to do a tinfoil hat decorating life?
Oh,
Yeah.
let's do that.
I'm
Okay.
down.
Let's all do our own tinfoil hats together on a live.
Okay.
That sounds
Because
fun.
the Epstein files have driven us to this.
I will definitely do that.
Yeah, let's get some of the other girls together and do a tinfoil hat decorating life. Like, and I
Yeah.
mean, in my opinion, it has to have the classic alien antenna because
Okay.
how are we going to block the mothership without the antenna?
Yeah.
I'm trying to call the mothership. What?
You're trying to get the mothership there. Okay.
I can use
Thank
little
you,
probing.
Love. I'm glad you appreciate my. Glad you appreciate my fashion tinfoil hat.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I can't think of anything other than yes, their tentacles are in everything.
The Maxwells almost make me want to put this on more than Epstein himself.
Yeah,
he feels
no,
like a
that's
tool
what I'm
of the
thinking.
Maxwells.
I'm thinking that
Ooh.
the world, not a fedora. I can't stand the fedoras.
What about
Kung
Perry the
Fu? If you
Platypus?
make those, send a picture.
Perry the Platypus is the only person that gets an exception for a fedora.
He's not a person, but what about Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy?
I think
No.
I might have a fedora.
Just wrap some tinfoil around that bitch.
I don't think it's tinfoil.
But yeah, I mean, I believe that maybe the Maxwells are still running the world. That's what it sounds like.
I honestly wonder that too. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's potential, allegedly.
Yeah, and I mean,
Allegedly, we're not
Jeffrey,
accusing anybody of nothing, and we're very happy and we love our lives, all of us, right?
yeah, oh yes, very much so, and that is absolutely something I would never do because I know how it affects people. So never going to happen here.
Same. Experienced it too much, so
Yeah,
we are all very happy
Same.
people, and yes,
yes,
same.
but
because what we're talking about.
I don't even remember what I was going to say. But you know what? At the end of the day,
Oh hell, Kung Fu Panda! That sounds freaking amazing. Amazing.
Oh,
that
okay.
is awesome.
so
I hope
Take
they're
to
all
Vegas.
aces.
as long
I
as
hope
you
they're
don't
all
have
aces.
the neck beard to go with it.
I hope they're all aces.
No,
I thought
but
Kung Fu Panda was a lady.
I don't know.
I don't know Kung Fu Panda's gender.
I don't know if Kung Fu Panda's a lady or a man, but either way, don't have a neck beard when you're wearing a fedora.
Right?
Nope. Nope. What does that mean?
But-
nope,
but
a
is
guy or a
that-
girl.
But is we said both though, Kung Fu Panda, we don't know which. Nice little
mothership.
clue. Yes, mothership. Yeah.
That's Joe
I-
Rogan's.
We've done oh no, I forgot that was Joe Rogan. Never mind. I thought
Yeah.
That's his comedy club.
Yeah, that's his comedy club.
club.
Oh, no neck beard. Okay, good.
Comedy.
Well, I did want to say that if anybody's looking forward to us talking about Gypsy on Saturday, that is not going to happen. We're going to be talking about a missing woman from my hometown named Michelle Crawford. So I hope everybody comes and joins us on that one.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. I
Me
will
too.
probably join you unless me and 1970 or do something.
Okay.
I'm going to try and do a little research beforehand so I'm not up there with nothing to say.
Well, and there's not much information to find out about her. So, but her case was the second case that I did a FOIA for. And that was in 2022 or 2023. I can't remember. So the first one I did was for Athena Hogan, then Michelle Crawford, and then I started doing the Gypsy stuff. So
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Thank you for coming up and talking with me about the crazy Maxwells.
yeah, no, I mean, I'm always up for it if I'm around.
Same.
Hell yeah. Appreciate you both.
Have a blessed evening, everybody.
Thank you.
You too. And thank you all so much for being in chat. Yeah, Ivona, sorry we are done for the night, but we'll try to be back soon.
You can watch the replay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.